All right, and our final participant of the day is Ray Berry from White Lion Brewing, nearby us in Massachusetts, correct? Come on up, guys. And another guest. Ray, here's one microphone for you. Mike.
So good day. My name is Ray Berry. I am the founding president of White Lion Brewing Company. I am joined by Mike Yates, our brewmaster, and also Vanessa Otero, who is with us, who handles all of our event management. So more than a craft beer, White Lion is in fact about creating an experience. The symbolism of White Lion is it is a symbol of good in all mankind. Doesn't matter who you are, what you are, where you come from. At the end of the day, it's about sharing in a common experience and sharing in that moment. So Mike Yates is an award-winning brewer, having won awards at the Great British, Great International, and Great American Beer Festivals. He has an all-encompassing history of craft brewing, and we are currently in forward integration by bringing a full barrel production facility to the city of Springfield. So the city of Springfield is in fact our home. Our competitive advantage is we are the only brew product coming out of the fourth largest city in New England. So our packaging, as you can see here, is a result of working with an award-winning design team, and our product portfolio is currently distributed in 3/4 of the state of Massachusetts. This is due to a strategic partnership with AB InBev, utilizing their local distribution channels. In such a short time, our business model and our brand packaging and messaging has received regional support and awards. So we believe we have a strong brand, a compelling story, and a message that can transcend and resonate not only locally, but throughout different regions of the nation. Mike is now going to step forward and talk about our portfolio, which includes the White Lion Pale Ale, an Insane Maine Red Ale, our Blue-Eyed Black IPA, and our Twisted Tail. Currently, the judges are sampling our flagship Pale Ale.
Thank you. So the beer we're enjoying today, we brought our favorite beer and our namesake White Lion Pale Ale. It's an American-style pale ale, 5.5% ABV, about 55 IBUs, brewed with a base malt of two-row American and some German Pilsner malt. And then it's hopped with a blend of Simcoe, Citra, Mosaic, and a little bit of Cascade and Centennial in there just to round it out. It's dry hopped like all of our beers are. It's an unfiltered product like all of our beers, and I hope you really enjoy it.
Thanks, guys.
So we're not quite done.
The train's coming.
Quick, thank you to the judges, Brewhound.
All right, guys. Nice job. All right, guys. White Lion. What do you make of the theme? You know, really focusing on a very strong character in the lion. Clearly, the packaging is on point. Really strong brand. I'll start with you, Carmen. What do you make of everything? Product, brand?
Well, the brand is beautiful. Like, it's really clearly defined. I think the packaging together as a lineup looks really nice. And I think that there is there is a story that's there. I think that you can use some work on creating some authority behind the story. So like what makes it more credible and more believable? I think that there's definitely lots to say about the things that you guys are trying to say, but you just need something to sort of put some meat on the bones and give it a little bit more authority.
Thank you.
And Ben, what do you make of the actual beer itself?
Hopefully you have good hop contracts. No, that...
I do. It's something I've been working on for a couple of years because I've been in this business a while, so I'm aware of the hop situation.
Yeah, exactly. Really nice nose behind it. The hops work really well. I like a slightly more hop-forward pale ale in that regard, and this to me tastes like a lot of the session IPAs, which are pale ales, essentially. So, yeah, it's a really good beer.
Thank you.
And Pat, you were talking about the billboard effect earlier. You only got one bottle in front of you here today, but you could see from the slides, I mean, clearly building that nice billboard effect on the store shelf. Is this something that would sell in Binny's? How well would it sell?
I think it would. The biggest challenge for us, I think, is just getting the liquid in customers' mouths at that point. You've got a really good product here. It's clean, it's balanced, but it's really fresh and juicy, and it's a bold flavor. But it's a pale ale in a sea of pale ales, and I think that's where the focus has to be if you're going to enter a new market. Just make sure people get an opportunity to try the beer. The branding's there. I mean, you have your main brewery on the neck label. You have interesting, eye-catching branding, good contrasting colors to me.
It seems like a lot of the pieces are there for you guys. Michael, does everything really come together? Is there a story behind this great branding, the good liquid? Is it all coming together for you?
I have a few questions about it. I think you mentioned early on you're going to be Springfield's only producer. I think that's a big opportunity, so it makes sense to me that you're going to produce a wide portfolio. The brand, to me, I wonder, does that connect with Springfield at all? This is a real question because I don't know. I don't know if lions are important to Springfield.
That's a great question. The city of Springfield is a gateway city. It's ethnically diverse in a diverse region. So when we bring the symbolism, it's about bringing and rallying everyone together. So again, it doesn't matter where you come from, with ethnic or cultural background you're from, and that's what we're capitalizing on.
So I think the big risk for you guys is that it's not necessarily recognizable in the branding that this is my Springfield beer. If somebody opened up something like a Creature Comfort and had some equity behind specific brands with specific styles or something like that in Springfield, I feel like they would jump ahead of you guys in a heartbeat in terms of recognizability or resonance in beer styles or the brand itself. So I think it's a big risk.
Just to echo or try to channel, redirect, pivot. So all of our packaging outside of the bottle has a cityscape of the city of Springfield. Our six-pack packaging has a little story on the back end about the city. So outside of the bottle component, all of our other packaging does.
That's great. Half Acre did the same thing in Chicago, and we haven't seen that since year one.
Okay.
Right? Like all of a sudden now they have an identity that means something to Chicago. It doesn't look like Chicago, but it resonates with Chicago. There's a difference, right? So I think you're susceptible to competition that way, especially with a portfolio that is essentially a brew pub portfolio. Somebody else can come in with a stronger point of view and focus, and people will pay attention to that because it's specific and interesting. We heard earlier from John Laffler that he doesn't sell local, he sells otherness. And that's how he stands out in a market with 70 breweries, right?
Right. Well, and obviously being local is one thing, and having that, displayed on a package and giving consumers a reason to pick up that beer because it's local is one thing, but as you start moving out into other markets, that becomes less important. And Doug, I'll sort of leave you with the final word. Is this a brand that you could see going beyond Springfield because it isn't so closely associated with just a single city?
I'd be worried that it's a little bit caught in between there, that it's not Springfield enough, and maybe the brand's doesn't mean a lot to travel well, especially if the product portfolio is kind of a standard lineup of beers. Beautiful beer, by the way. I like the beer. Lots of pale ales, lots of so trying to, it just seems to me like some way to pull that all together if your business model is to travel outside of Springfield, making remarkable beers. This is a very good beer, but I'm not certain your whole portfolio stands out as like there's something remarkable about you as a brewer. And I suspect there's a story behind there. We just need to tell it.
Yeah, having it rooted in a place and then giving consumers an additional reason to pick it up when you're outside of that place. Yeah. Well, awesome job, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Appreciate
for
you.
coming
Thanks,
up
guys.
here.